In this video, I'm going to be showing you step by step how you can use Trello to go ahead and create a workflow or multiple workflows within your business. That way you and your team can execute a lot of different processes within your business a lot smoother and more efficiently. Trello is a project management software that can help save you a lot of time and effort when it comes to managing and getting workflows done with you and your team. So that said, if you find this video helpful, go ahead and leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and let's go ahead and jump into my computer and get started with the video. Alright guys, so we're inside my computer and I am on Trello.com right now, as you can see. So I would recommend that you go ahead and follow along with this video. It's going to make things a lot easier if you do that. So what we're going to do here first is we're just going to need to sign up. So we just come down here and put our email in. And then we go ahead and sign up. So all we have to do is go ahead and enter a username and a password. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. And now once this loads, we are going to go ahead and be sent inside of Trello. So now once we go ahead and sign up, it's going to say we can go ahead and create our first board. So a board is essentially what we're going to be using within Trello to go ahead and organize our workflow. So in this video, I'm going to be using video creation as the example workflow that I'm going to be setting up a process for. However, depending on your business, it's going to obviously vary which processes you want to set up, and you can have different boards for different processes. So I'm going to go ahead and create one right here for video creation, and then I'm going to go ahead and click next. And then you can see right here, it's going to tell us to go ahead and create 3 lists right here. So lists are essentially going to be different sections on the board, the overall board, that are going to be different categories. So the most basic thing that we can do with list is we could have tasks to do, and then we could put tasks progress, and then task completed, and I can go ahead and click next right here. Now when it comes to what you're going to put in here, what you put in these different lists are essentially going to be the different processes, the different steps of whatever workflow you're trying to create. And once we go ahead and get onto this board, I'm going to go more detail into that. So I'm going to go ahead and click next here. And then right here, we can see that we can add a few titles for cards inside of our video creation board. So we can see that Trello, from a top-down perspective, it starts out with a big board, which is going to be the overall workflow that we're trying to set up. And then we have lists, which is like the individual steps within that workflow. And then we have the cards, which is going to be the smallest micro perspective from all of this, which is where we can put individual things. So in this case, we could put tasks to do. So we could put like come up with video idea, create video, and create thumbnail. And then I could go ahead and click next. And then we can go ahead and add checklists to different cards as well. So if a certain step has multiple different steps to it, we can go ahead and put a checklist for different types of things. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to show you how to do this later once I actually show you the board in itself, because it's going to be a lot easier from that point. So I'm going to go ahead and click the arrow and then click over here, and it's now going to take us to our board. So the first thing that we're going to see is that we need to confirm our email in the next 14 days. So make sure that you just go to the inbox that you signed up with and go ahead and confirm your email. Now, before we edit this board, I do want to quickly show you the home page really quickly. So if you come up here to the top left and we click home, we can see that this is going to be the home page of Trello. So we can see that right here, the home feed is going to kind of be like similar to a social media feed where you're going to get a lot of updates and see different changes and things that are being done to any of the boards that you're managing. And if we come over here on the left, we can also click on boards, and this is going to show us all of our boards. So we have like most popular templates right here, and then we have our recently viewed, and then we have our personal boards down here, which is ones that we've created. And if we come down here to templates, we can see that it's just going to show us a bunch of different templates for board creation. So what I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do really quickly is come down here below teams and click create a team, and you just want to go ahead and create a team for your business. So I'll go ahead and do that for myself really quickly, and you can go ahead and choose which type of business you are here, or you can just select other. This doesn't really matter. And then you can go ahead and put in a team description to go ahead and describe the type of business that you are, but you don't have to put anything here either if you want. The important thing is just to go ahead and have the team created. So I'm going to go ahead and select continue. And right now, this is where we can go ahead and invite members to our team. So people that we want to go ahead and be able to view our boards and check out these workflows, we're going to just go ahead and put in their email addresses right here. And then we can go ahead and click invite to team. I'm going to click I'll do this later for the sake of this video. And now we have the team created, and now we can see the different boards. Now we can create boards under our team. We can look at the members in our team, and we can go over here to team settings, and then we can look at settings right here. We can see team visibility. This team is private. It's not indexed or visible to those outside the team, and we can change it to public, which would mean it's visible to anyone with the link and will show up in search engines. Normally you're going to want to keep this as private. So if I come back over here to boards, I'm going to go ahead and create a new board within this team. So if I go ahead and click create new board, we can go ahead and give the board a title just like we did earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and do video creation and just give it a 2, and then we can go ahead and select a image background for the board or a color. I normally like to just stick with a color, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go ahead and click create board. So now that we are inside this board here, I'm going to go ahead and show you the functionality behind the board and how we can go ahead and edit and everything. So the first thing that we want to go ahead and look at is inside the board, we can see this invite button right here. We can click invite the board, and anyone that we want to go ahead and add into this board, we can go ahead and just enter their email address here, and we can go ahead and invite them into this board, and they will be able to see everything we see, and they'll be able to do edits and everything like that. So this is how you add everyone in. And then over here we can see our team visibility, and right now it's going to be set to all members of the team can see and edit this board, and this is where we want it. So we're going to go ahead and leave that on here. And so the next thing I'm going to show you is if you come over here and click on Butler, what this is going to do is it's going to give you different automation tips. So essentially, once you create a workflow, which we're going to do in a second, this is going to show different automation tips that will kind of help to speed up the workflow so you don't have to do as many things manually. So what you can do is you can just periodically check this to see if it's giving any good automation suggestions, things that could be like auto categorized, for instance. So check this every once in a while to see if there's any good automation tips that come up that could be helpful and save you a bit of time. And then if we go over here to the menu, we can edit things like right here. We can go ahead and click about, and we can go ahead and change the description of the board. So in this case, I could just put something like this board covers the video creation process, and click save. And then we can go ahead and come back here and we can change the background. So we can go ahead and put different photos in the background if we want. But I personally prefer to use colors because it's just easier to see the text and everything on there. It's just simpler, it looks cleaner. But if you like to use the photos, you can definitely use that. And then down here we can see all of our activities. So you can see You'll be able to see all the activity that you've done and all the activity that any of your team members have done within the board down here as well. And then up here at this little bell icon, this is where you'll get notifications whenever somebody does something on the board as well. And then if I click on my profile right here, we can go ahead and change our profile and visibility and edit our account up through there. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the actual board creation process. So I'm going to go ahead and make this full screen here. So essentially, Trello has three main parts. So we have our board here, like I said earlier, which is essentially going to be the entire workflow. So this workflow is going to be the process of a video being created. So this workflow is going to be the entire process of a video being created. So my list would be all of the different steps in the video making process. So all of the different steps in whatever workflow it is that you're creating. So let's say that the first list here would be the first step, which is video ideas. So I've went ahead and created a list right here. So lists are essentially the second tier of Trello, where you have the different steps of your overall workflow. And then right here, if I click on add a card, it's just like we did earlier. We can add in specific layers to each individual list, which could be specific steps, specific ideas, etc., that you can put in here. So in this case, for this workflow, if I had a list here with video ideas, I could go ahead and just add a card with a video idea here. It could be a Trello tutorial, and that would be that. So now I could go ahead and create another list right here to complete this workflow. So this could be videos in progress, and then I could create another step right here for completed videos, and then I could create, let's say, one more for thumbnail created. So now at this point, I've went ahead and created an entire workflow that is centered around creating a video. So we come up with ideas here, the video is being in progress here, and then right here would mark the video is completed, and then here would mean that the thumbnail is created. So if I go ahead and open up the cards, I'm going to show you all the different functionality between this. So if I go ahead and click on Trello tutorial and we open this up, we can see that we can do a lot of different things inside of the card itself. So I can go ahead and add a description to this card. So the description could just be something like, this will something like this, and I could click save. So that adds a description to the card right here. I can go ahead and add specific team members to this card. I can go ahead and add different labels to this card. So let's say I wanted to label this as a high priority video. So let's say I thought that this video was a really good idea and was one that needed to be made first. I could go ahead and select this color and give it a name of like high priority and click save, and then go ahead and assign that label right here. So now anyone in the team can see that this video idea right here is high priority and needs to be executed on. I can do a bunch of other things as well, like adding a checklist, adding a due date, or an attachment. So in this case, let me go ahead and walk you through an example of times where we could utilize all of these things. So let's say that I was the one that came up with video ideas right here, and then I had another video creator that was creating the videos on my behalf. So let's say that he sees this video idea, he opens it up, and he sees that it's high priority, so he decides to go ahead and get started. So he goes ahead and drags it over here to videos in progress, which would signify that he is currently creating this video. So one of the most helpful things with Trello is the fact that you can log in here and you can always see what is going on in the middle of your workflow. So you can see what your team is working on right now. You can see how much progress they've made. So it makes the management process a lot easier. Everything's organized and you know exactly what's going on. Now let's say we wanted to be a little bit more complicated with this video idea and we wanted it to be executed by a certain time. So I could go ahead and give it a due date here, and let's say I wanted this video to be created by Monday. So I could go ahead and select Monday right here and go ahead and have a reminder that goes off one day before and click save. So now we've added a due date for this video to be completed by Monday. And let's say that there was different steps that needed to be done. So I could go ahead and open up this checklist and I would just go ahead and select add. So what you can do with the checklist is you can just add different steps. So if you have a task that is multiple different steps, you can go ahead and add these different steps in here. So we can go ahead and say video created could be one step, video edited could be another step, thumbnail created could be a step, and then video uploaded could be the last step right here. So now we can see that we have 4 different steps within this card that we've created. So let's say my video creator comes in here and he's already started this video. So he just now finished this video. So he goes ahead and rather checks off that the video has been created. So I can go ahead and see that. And let's say a day later, he finishes editing the video. So he would check that off, and then he would drag that over to the completed videos section right here. And then let's go ahead and say that I have somebody else that is creating thumbnails. Every time a video is in the completed videos section, so you could have the thumbnail creator always checking this list, and he knows that whenever there is a video in this list, it's time to make a thumbnail. So he would come in and see, okay, here's the video, I need to go ahead and create a thumbnail for this. So he could come in, create the thumbnail, check this off, and then drag it over to here. And then let's say I could come in at the end and see that, okay, this video has been created, the video has been edited, the thumbnail has been created, and now I just need to go ahead and upload this video myself. So I could go ahead and upload the video, check that off, and then I could make another one really quickly, another list for uploaded videos, and I could drag this over there and that could be complete. And another thing that you can go ahead and add into these cards is if it was back over here, let's say, or in this example, it would be right here when the video is completed. You can also add different attachments here. So the video creator in this example could actually just attach a file to the card itself. So he could attach the video, or alternatively, he could be sending it through a third-party communication system like Slack or anything like that. But you can attach different things to these cards as well, which is really helpful. So maybe you want to attach a document or anything like that, you can go ahead and do that. So Trello is very helpful when it comes to automating workflows and keeping everything in order, especially if you have a lot of moving parts and you have a lot of team members and things like that. So this is the example of one workflow that could be as far as video creation. Really quickly, let's go ahead and create another board really fast, and I'll just show you how quickly you can go ahead and create another workflow. So let's say we'll go ahead and create another one here for web design. So we have tasks to do, tasks in progress, and tasks completed. So let's say you own the web design company and we just got a new web design gig. So we could come in here, we create this workflow really quick, and we have a few guys that are working with us on our team. I could go ahead and come in here and add, let's say the first thing we need to do is design the home page. So I could go ahead and do that. And then we could go ahead and add the shop page. and we could go ahead and add like a services page, whatever we need to get done. And then let's say one of our designers comes in here, he sees these tasks to do, and he's going to go ahead and start working on designing the home page first. So he drags that over here and goes ahead and starts with the home page design. And just like on the last workflow, you can come in and you can add any type of details that you want. So we could add another checklist to each one of these pages. We could go ahead and add different attachments. We could go ahead and add a bunch of different things. We can go ahead and add different attachments. We can add labels, essentially everything that we went over before. So what it does is it just makes everything run a lot smoother when it comes to managing your business, and every person on your team has the same level of access to editing all of these boards and different things. So it's really easy for everyone to use, and it's really helpful and will save you a lot of time. So let me go ahead and just show you real quick what it looks like if you upload an attachment. So let's say I went ahead and uploaded an attachment right here. You can see I uploaded a thumbnail from a previous video. So in this example of the workflow, we could go ahead and have the thumbnail creator would see the completed video, and he'd just go ahead and attach the thumbnail right here and then drag this over here, and the thumbnail would be created, and that would be it. We'd be good to go. I could come in here, see this, take the thumbnail, take the video, upload the video, and drag it here. And we can see that you can switch between boards by clicking on boards right here. So I could switch from the video creation board over to the web design board just like that. So Trello is really easy to use once you get used to it. It helps a lot with automating workflows. It's going to be extremely helpful in upping the productivity and keeping track of what all of your team members are doing. And you can even use it even if you don't have team members and you just want to keep track of projects that you are managing on your own behalf. You can use it just for yourself, and it's still really helpful as far as keeping track of what's going on. So with that said, if you found this video helpful, go ahead and leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel for more content, and I'll see you guys in another video.